Good morning, welcome, hello. I'm at Puy du Fou. That's probably not how you say it. This place here. It's my first visit here. This isn't going to be like a normal vlog of mine. We're going to do little reviews, see how it goes. And let's see. It's a very show-based park. There's no rides or anything like that. But we'll find out exactly what it's like. And I'll show you how my day's gone. Hopefully you enjoy this. Straight in, it seems to be very, very busy here. Very busy. But show-based, open till 10 PM I think it is, and then there's a nighttime show. So that'll be quite exciting. Let's go and explore, see what we're going to do. So I'll try my best at not butchering the names of the attractions. The first show that we went to was called Arthur, and this was my first real impression of this theme park. And going in, you can see how busy it is already, but the set piece is absolutely stunning. As you can see, it's like Tintagel Castle. There's some set pieces with some like a castle kind of falling up around, down even, some rocks and a big grass mound, and the show has some excellent music and obviously loads and loads of actors on there. It has an app, in fact the park has an app which does translations, and they translate the show. This one was running a little bit early, about a minute early unfortunately, so it was a bit spoilery, but it was quite cool. The set in the middle, big spoiler alert, does lift up, and that was incredibly impressive considering how much weight is on there. Obviously you can see there's a grass mound, there's water, all that kind of stuff to reveal this huge area underneath with Arthur's seat and everything like that. And this was really impressive. My first experience of Puy du Fou, as I say, and Arthur I rated as a 9 out of 10. Next up, straight after Arthur, we went to the Vikings show, which was located in a swampy area, as you can see. Lots of wooden shacks, all that kind of stuff. And this was where I really was introduced to how Puy du Fou, sorry, I really can't pronounce it whatsoever, does loads of animals. So this one started off with some little sheep, a sheep farmer. It was all nice and calm, and then it seemed to be a village which was besieged by Vikings. So all the animals, all the farmyard animals started running. There was like 20 pigs came running across, and then there was lots of fire effects, and there were people rowing in the water. Then suddenly a massive Viking longboat type thing came flying out, well not flying obviously, but rolling out and went into the water, a big splash, where the Vikings started to attack more. People came out of the water, that kind of stuff, and wow, it was amazing. It was so action packed. There's so many things to go on, there's so many things, like you will want to watch this again just to be able to see things that you've clearly missed, because there's so much happening. But yeah, genuinely this was fantastic. No notes, I couldn't make this any better, and I will rate that a 10 out of 10 for Vikings. Between all the shows are some lovely little villagey kind of things, themed areas, where as you can see here we just went into a church, which yeah, very impressive, and there was loads of little old style shops and people making stuff and selling little things. It really makes it quite interesting when you're walking between the shows. And the next show we watched was Phantoms, which is a bird show. As you can see, a big stadium-esque arena there, and there were a lot of birds. I would say probably a good 100 or so birds, maybe more. Again, you listen to the translation app, but there wasn't that much talking on here. It was mainly music and just watching the birds fly around and just be impressive with their trainers and that kind of thing. It was still really good though. I really enjoyed it. They did have a bit of copyrighted music, so a bit from Harry Potter, and I was like, oh wait a second, I thought who made all their music, which it does seem to be on every other attraction, but on this one it had some popular music, which detracted a little bit for me anyway. It was the fireworks thing from Harry Potter, as you know. But yeah, it was birds, and it was probably one of the best bird shows I've watched in terms of spectaculars watching it. So yeah, it's still worth doing. It's not as powerful as the other ones though, so I rated that a 7 out of 10. Then for a quick break, we went to Le Cauldron to have some fish and chips. So the app does mobile ordering, and this is pretty much a must do. You should really do this. Order on the app whilst you're sitting down waiting for the show to start. You select a time and then just go straight to the mobile ordering rather than waiting in the huge crowds that they have to get your meal deal. So this was fish, chips, water and a pudding, which I had a chocolate mousse, and it was pretty good. I quite enjoyed it. Wasn't fantastic though, so I'd rate it a 6 out of 10. And the next attraction we went to watch was the Triomphe, which is a Roman coliseum. And this one was very impressive. This seats over 1,000 people, and they had it on two sides. It was basically like gladiator racing. So as they're all setting up, they had little spectators. We were an us versus them, so each side was booing or cheering for each other. And essentially they brought out some prisoners, some Roman prisoners, to attack some sort of chariot racing and that kind of stuff. But it was really quite interesting. This one also had one of the best set pieces I think I've ever seen. So the stage in the middle turns into a massive ship. And it has fire and all these kind of things. And oh my god, just look at it. It is absolutely insane. But I am, blown away by this. My notes say check out my Futuroscope vlog if you haven't already, because as you can see I am rating these quite highly, but I don't always rate everything highly, as Futuroscope notices. But anyway, this one, Triumph, it was very, very impressive. Still not my favourite though, so I put this as a 7 out of 10. So between all the big shows are some smaller shows and also some walkthroughs. So the first one which we did of those was this, which is called Le Grand Carillon, which is a little clock show. They've got some people inside, and there's a little like organ comes out, and they pretend to play some music on there. I say pretend to play, it makes it blatantly obvious, unfortunately. There's loads of bells, but they're not connected up to the organ. It would be so much cooler if, like all pretty much the other shows, if they were linked together. That would have been really cool. They do have some people abseiling and stuff down the sides, but they weren't really doing a hell of a lot. It was a bit strange and a bit underwhelming, to be honest, because it's such an impressive set piece, and then not really much happens on it. So, unfortunately, that one got a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Le Grand Carillon. Another attraction which isn't a show, so you can do this at any time, is, I'm going to call it Mystery. This was a walk through a ship in a storm, and it was insane. The theming is just stunning, and the walls move so it feels like you're on a wobbling ship. Oh my god, there's incredible set pieces. It goes into the water, it sinks, the ship gets abandoned. It's just absolutely fantastic, with water coming through the walls, half the ship all seaweedy. I was mesmerised by this. Also, through these walking attractions, they've got little scenes where someone's talking to you or acting out a little bit, and then go into a quieter area. But these are free flow, so you can do these at any time, and I really enjoyed it. But I'll rate that a 8 out of 10 for Mystery. Next up was another free-flowing walk-through attraction that we were just having a wander through, and this one's called Le Premier Royaume. And this one I'm very confused by. Again, incredibly well themed, but I don't have a clue what was happening. There's just a lot of rooms. And to be honest, it doesn't really stick very much in my memory from doing this. Even looking back on the footage, doesn't really make much sense to me. So as a result, just because of the pure theming of it and it being impressive, still takes a good like 10-15 minutes to walk around it, by the way. So yeah, I rated this one a 6 out of 10. And again, we went to do another free flow attraction where you get to walk through, and this one's called Amaro. Oh, I really cannot pronounce any French whatsoever. You can see it on the screen what it's called. I do apologise for that. I don't want to butcher it. However, this one was about World War One. Oh, wow. This was harrowing. It felt like you were genuinely in the trenches. There were injured actors in there, people having to phone up and report things, and it was horrible. It just felt so incredibly realistic. It was incredibly well done. It could be a horror maze. You could treat that literally as a horror maze. People were going past in masks. It was saying like, "Are you my mummy?" Yep. I can't rate it because it's yeah, it was just harrowing, incredibly well themed, incredibly realistic, but I can't put an out of 10 from it. It's a question mark out of 10 for me. Next up, we went back to the shows, and this one is Lemime. And a big spoiler, this was my absolute favourite show of them all, and this is the one which I just remember just being blown away from, and something which I really want to go back to the park just to watch this again. So it is a like black and white film set, and it's got moving sets, so it's a constant reel of set going past as they go through kind of like the ages and telling a story. It's pretty much a silent film, but it's someone falling in love with the star, and oh my god, yeah, I was just so impressed. The language app does help a lot in this though. As I say, it's kind of silent, but they just add these little, every now and then, sentences which just really add into the experience. It is a visually stunning show, and the music is fantastic. By the way, the music is all on Spotify, so it's well worth listening to some of that, particularly once you have experienced the park. But yes, Lemime, my favourite by far, of course. It's a 10 out of 10. So it's getting towards the end of the day. Bear in mind that the park was open for 12 hours and it was getting close to 10 PM. It was still a nighttime show to watch after this. But yes, this is Panache. So this one was well known for, well, it's got a lot of awards. Essentially, your theatre is in the middle and you rotate around. The whole seating area rotates around, with the show being 360. And they'll walk between the areas, which was quite interesting, to be honest, quite cool. And they have little parts of the stage showing behind, like the curtain will move and you'll see some set pieces, so you'll see like half a ship, that kind of thing. And it was really quite interesting, but I didn't enjoy the storyline. It was relatively difficult to follow, or wasn't that interesting even with a translation. But yeah, it was just a walk through time essentially, and it was okay. Wasn't the best thing we've done there by far, and probably didn't help that we just came out in a mime and came straight into this. But I'll rate Panache a 6 out of 10. Well, it's getting towards the end of the day now, Well, actually, it's the end of the day for Puy du Fou. They do have a nighttime show, which is extra. Starts at 10 p.m. in August. Later than that in July and June. Apparently, very, very good. 2,000 actors. So that'll be cool. But as it's still light at the moment, I'll sign this off. Please do like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of vlogging or whether I should go back to the other type. It'll be a bit difficult with Puy du Fou to be able to do that. But yes, thank you ever so much for watching. I'm going to leave you with the review of the nighttime show, and I'll see you again soon for another lovely episode. Pieces Flux. Thanks very much. I'll see you again soon. So, as I just said in the outro, there is a massive separate admission stage show, which this park is actually famous for. This is where I believe the beginnings of this park happened. And yeah, there is 2,000 actors in this. You have to pay extra to do this, or you can just go and experience this instead of visiting the park, which a lot of people did, by the way. So it relies heavily on it being dark for it to run, so it only runs over summer. And this was absolutely mental. The amount of actors, obviously, so many on stage, absolutely everywhere. They're nearest to you, far away, all this kind of stuff. The music is absolutely brilliant, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cinéscénie, I think is how you say it. And this is well worth going to see, and I would strongly recommend coming to visit Puy if you haven't before, and maybe you can pronounce the name properly. But yes, as you can see from here, so many animals all around, so many actors, so many just fantastic scenes. And it was a big celebration of France and how France has gone through all its essential battles, I suppose, to get to where it was. It was a lot of French nationalism, but it's a stunning show. It's a very long show, but it's absolutely stunning. So well worth doing, and I'd rate that. Unfortunately, I love the mime so much that I'll rate Cinéscénie a 9 out of 10. But yes, hopefully you have enjoyed watching this lovely vlog, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you ever so much. Please do like and subscribe. Good night.